record. Sweet. All right. Um, Let me turn off my notifications. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's talk 18.4. Um, we're already pretty much on track as far as I see. We obviously need to document it and get some of the issues organized and closed out.
Yep,
Um,
definitely. Like
how's
the
everybody?
evals issue.
Yeah. Yeah, should we just go through them?
Yeah, let's just look at the issues and just kind of spot what's not there, and we can just create templates and
Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
the best thing.
yeah.
I guess first let's look at the public beta and figure out what we need to throw out and what's unreasonable and what we want to include.
Yep,
Um,
yep. And then we can backfill issues. Yep.
Backfill any remaining issues and go from there.
Perfect.
I definitely need some help on my side.
No worries.
Let's see.
That's what we're here to plan for. So yeah.
Do you want me to share or so we can see?
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
pull up the
Yeah, let's just
You guys can
yeah,
see what I'm seeing and then just go to the public beta thing so you can click around and we can, do what we usually do, like the
yep.
add stuff, delete stuff as we're doing it.
Hmm.
All right, so let's save this for last because this is the most dense. Um, I was thinking we can talk about distribution installation. So I'm last we talked, right, Bogdan, Homebrew is pretty like we'd have to get it merged upstream, right? If we want to do the public version.
For Homebrew, yeah, we will need to, first of all, we need knowledge graph to be free open source. So either MIT,
Okay.
GNU, whatever license.
It's not even, yeah, you can't even put I guess we could do a private homebrew, but that's more work.
People will have to add source to the Homebrew. At that point, it's easier to just
Okay.
run install script.
Install. Okay. All right.
Uh,
Let's mark that then.
I would just like cross them out, maybe.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know how to do that. I mean,
You gotta edit it. There's a strike through, I think.
what did I just do? No.
Yeah, I think there's a bug. Like when you move something around, it adds an extra white space before everything.
It like got rid of
what?
completely got rid of hold on, let me copy and paste.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm just gonna fix it.
There's a bug when you move stuff around. It messes up the markdown.
Let me do plain markdown. Yeah, see, like it literally got rid of this
Huh.
this section. So weird. Okay. And let me just cross this out.
Oh, get rid of that section because there is no new line. There is still security and documentation section, but there is no new line
What do you mean here?
before it.
Or you mean here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me go back. Yeah, so I'm gonna mark that as not in scope. What about Windows Package Manager? Is that
So this one is fine if we have whatever license, but we get to the point where we need stars or something like that. So if we want to have our like knowledge graph in any like community or public package like remote,
yeah.
we need to have some kind of popularity or user base or something like that.
Okay, so
For
both
like
of these are basically really not in scope for now.
yeah, so yeah, maybe when we get open like pre-open source and we get like GitHub mirror with a bit of stars, I don't know, we
Okay.
can do it.
Okay.
But
I'll make a
until
note of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So we'll make a note of this as to why this needs full open source. This needs just more community adoption before we just need to think I completely agree. Like this needs more community adoption before we can.
Yeah, you cannot just put in random stuff over there. You
Yeah.
need some adoption.
All right, so all release binaries for all target are fully signed. This is done, isn't it?
macOS is signed. For Windows, that is blocked by platform team. We need them to whitelist our project pipelines. I have issue open, but I don't know when they will do it.
Can you link to the issue or send it so that Angelo can
Yeah.
paste it?
Can you so Mac OS is good.
And so is Linux, right?
Linux doesn't care.
It doesn't care. Okay, so then it's done. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
I don't know. For Linux, maybe something like Red Hat requires sign in, but I I have no idea. I never worked with Red Hat. I have no idea what's it.
Is there a way just to sign all Linux binaries by default? And or do they have specific signing procedures for different distros? Do you know?
Different distros have different not distros but package repositories. I think
I
like
see. So like
apt.
yeah, like Snappy. Yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
But it's only relevant to like like high security environments,
Okay.
like maybe corporate environments. But for example, for language server, we never had concern with Linux signing,
Yeah,
like
we've never
zero
had
clients.
yeah, we have never had issues with that. So unless you've seen it on JetBrains, but
Oh, nope. Nope.
and we already
Okay.
run the language server binary for Visual Studio, right? So I think it's fine.
Yeah, I can send you an issue. Where do you want that to have? When do you want to have that? In Slack? Zoom?
Yeah, send it in Slack. Just let any links you guys send, just put it in the Slack thread, and then um later on I can copy and paste them. But put it all in one thread. Like just reply to the first one. VS Code and JetBrains extensions are updated. So do we want to do this one click experience?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
You
So
got
yeah, I want to have something like install button. Like we're gonna have knowledge graph is not installed. I want to install it. You click install button, and basically install script is running
yeah.
in the window of IDE. And when
Mhm.
it's done, it's gonna load the web view.
That would be nice. Okay. I would say this is a nice to have. Like this would be lower priority than these three, but
Yeah, because it's more of a GA thing, probably. So yeah, it's like I think that's a good way to think about it. It's just like if we get to it, it's fine. But
Yeah,
otherwise it's yeah.
for now at least, I'm getting rid of the option to integrity checks. We don't have
Yeah.
integrity checks, so I just delete them. Just need to test how it works when I delete it in language server without deleting in IDEs first, and then gonna be good to go.
okay.
Okay.
So I'll make a note that this isn't like highest priority. But if we get it, that would be great.
Is there an issue associated with that too, or
There is an
Yeah.
epic.
That's a good point.
I think there's
Automatic
an epic.
installation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I would link because it
Ye-
has all the issues.
and what I've been doing for issues that we're not getting to, I just put them in under the backlog tag. Um,
Yeah, we'll need to think about like having a backlog, an official backlog. Um, all right, cool. So that works. I'll handle contributing.md. I think we can get that in before 18.4. I think we should work with Emilio and Fern and John and team.
yeah, And for contributing MD, I talked about it in our Slack chat, but just something that'll be helpful for people contributing end-to-end, like both languages and integrations, is just kind of breaking down our language support tiers. So we have the native tier, that's like the SWCs, the SINs,
Yeah.
the ties of the world. Then there's like the tree sitter stuff, and then and and by tree sitter, I mean like tree sitter the correct way, where you're doing deterministic resolution. And then there's another tier below that, which is the fuzzy resolution. So both kind of global backtracking for cross-file refs and also the intra-file refs as well. So the only thing that you have to do at the lowest tier of support is just defs and imports. And then
Okay.
that can be DSL'd. So I'll just, yeah, I can help with that section. So let me just write that down. So I remember to make an issue.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
When you put that, or do you want to put it under phase 3 or what?
That'll be under, I think that should be for the public beta, because that kind of encompasses, phase 1 through 3, right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Let's think here. Document Kusa schema limitations. I totally forgot why I made this. Oh, this is for this is to kind of explain how this is, I guess, more documentation, but right now, like we have the compressed representation of the um
I see.
database, right? And so people can't use the Kuzu Explorer and have it make complete sense because it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Could you make me a co-assignee, and then could you make the parent the database epic, but still have
Yeah,
it be a child issue here
yeah.
so that it's like cross-linked? Yeah, that'd be perfect.
And why don't we do? I think this just came to mind. What if we created a CLI flag that just turned the node ID generator, or not the node ID generator? Yeah, no, that turned a flag in the node ID generator and the um, node ID generator and the what is it called? The type relationship type mapping
Mm-hmm.
utilities. What if we had a flag that said like compressed or non-compressed, and we still insert the same thing, but we
Mm-hmm.
also insert like the ID, but we also insert
Like a human readable
a
expression.
human readable expression.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So with the new schema design, that should actually be pretty easy. And what we
Just
can
an
do is
idea.
yeah.
For debugging, for power users,
Do you know
etc.
what's interesting? Yeah, for the Kuzu, the little CLI tool that I made to query Kuzu directly, that'll actually work really well with that. So why don't we, okay, so let me just do Kuzu docs, schema limitations. That way I can fill out that section, and then we can also have switch to enable non-compressed relationship mapping. And more generally, that can be used for other kind of mappers that we do, because I know that,
Should we just create an issue for that?
yes, it should be an issue, and should be under, yeah.
So we'll do GKG. What are you saying? DB or something as a pre
Yeah, just be DB, a DB, and then query or
or Kuzu
querying. Yeah, Kuzu and then querying.
querying?
Yeah.
Um, add option for uncompressed, maybe, or I know it's not a
Yeah, yeah, to add add
or, or,
options,
or human readable
relationship types. Yep.
relationship.
Relationship mappings.
Let me get
Yeah.
rid of capitalization. I don't know why I did that. Readable relationship mappings.
There's so many things under this epic, but
Well, it's a good chunk are closed, so we just gotta figure out which ones we want to be.
Yeah, to
There's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, declarative schema management was the big one that kind of solves a lot of these by proxy. So hopefully by the end of the milestone, I can bang them all out.
Okay.
But anyways, um,
All right. So let's go back in here. What was I looking at? Oh, wrong one. Oh, observability too. We need to do that. That one's a little bit. That one's a little bit tricky. We need to start collecting data on usage. So
do you think we could cut that, or do you think that that's something
I
that
mean we can cut it, but I think it would be nice to know statistics on people using it
mhm.
and gather century errors if possible, right? It's like
How
part
do
of
we
the
capture
business.
that for like just LSP duo usage? Should we
Uh,
just follow the same pattern there, or
so the research I did on that is basically we have two options. We have the snowplow, which I don't think is the best developer experience, or we have Sentry. The downside with Sentry is there's no prox. So like let's say you're in an air-gapped environment.
Mhm.
Um, Sentry, there's no proxy for those environments as far as I'm aware of.
Okay.
So those HTTP calls will just error out. But the beauty of Sentry is for those who are using it, we can get much richer data. If we go with Snowplow, the developer experience is much worse, but it works for air gapped. So
Okay. So maybe because it's beta, we can just start with Sentry. I mean, do we know like a decent breakdown of what proportion of our customers are using Sentry versus Snowplow or
no, I don't think
no?
they've done that.
Okay. Okay, then maybe what we
Yeah,
could do.
it's a shot we have to call, but either way, it should be fine because we can always replace. Like it's still a two-way door. If we use Sentry, we can think about replacing because I was thinking about using Open Telemetry with Sentry, right? So they have a Rust package for Sentry. We're gonna have to do Open Telemetry regardless with the new server side work, anyways.
Mhm.
So.
Is
Uh,
there a way we could do a really slimmed down version now where we're essentially just dumping usage logs locally and they can share them with us optionally? Like in kind of a do things
No,
that
we
don't
can. I
scale
think we
away.
already do that, right, Bogdan? We do log files.
Uh, yeah, like logs, we write to files and to std out, but we can add like another destination if we want.
This is
Maybe.
more, Mike. This is more for like um, tracking usage statistics, like number of parsed files,
Oh yeah.
down,
Yeah,
like
that's kind of what I'm saying is that we sort of have one stream for dumping out like kind of the log literals, like all the things that are printed while we actually index, and another kind of reduced version that just says, okay, here's how many files they parsed, right? Here's like the sort of tools that they used, right?
that's what I'm saying. We should use Sentry and OpenTelemetry.
Okay.
Because if we use those two, then we can put Snowplow behind it later on.
Okay.
So
I mean, let's add it as a goal, but let's probably keep it as a nice to have.
yeah, this is a nice to have for sure.
Okay. So it'd be Hotel Snowplow. Okay.
But it would be good for the business to know
For sure.
data, right?
Did you did you send a request to create a Sentry account, a Sentry app or something like that? Or
No,
is that
I think
because
we
we
need.
need that if we want to?
Okay, I'll look into that.
Well, I can look into that as well. It's just like
I
creating an issue and spamming them to do it.
you do that? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I already did it for JetBrains, I think.
Okay, then let's do that. That'd be
Oh.
good.
Right.
Um, just keep like a mental log or put what you guys are gonna do in the chat. All right. What's
Okay. Is there anything big that's not on here before we get to the core? Just, anything you guys can think of.
observability? We already have benchmarking done. This is already done.
Yep.
Well,
I think
we don't do memory tracking and anything yet. Oh, the other big thing that we need to fix is the memory usage. I haven't
Yes.
created an issue on that yet. I was gonna create an issue. Bogdan seemed like he had this. Like
Yeah,
you're
the FQN part thing. Yeah.
so I don't know if this is something like a manual you want to take up, Bogdan, but since I'm so slammed,
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I already, as you have
you
seen,
seem like you're
did
already
some
good.
analysis. Yeah, I did some analysis of that, so I can try to reduce it. I'm not sure how much I will manage to do that, but I definitely can try.
Yeah. Well, it might change. It might be a large change to the data structures. So that's the one issue, but we have to get that in at some point. It might not be needed for 18.4, but for any server-side deployment, we definitely have to get that in because we cannot be using 5 gigs of memory for the monolith for every.
Yeah. I think if we can set the groundwork, like just smarter usage of strings and pointers and reducing the amount of like intermediate data structures in the indexer.
Yeah.
So the former would be more what Bogdan was working on, and the latter, that's like a lot to do with like the schema work, just not constantly translating things, to like slightly related structs, but just, trying to populate the final struct in one shot. I think if we do that, then I think that 18.5 should be like our actual goal for reducing the memory usage, to acceptable levels. But I think a good place to start would just be like, okay, I think we can probably cut the memory usage in half or something like that for 18.4.
Yeah,
So
for 18.4, I would focus on quick wins, uh,
yeah,
like without any major schema changes.
yep.
So that's one suggestion for FQN parts. I think we can do that without like major breaking
Yeah,
changes.
that's what I was saying is that what you were talking about the FQN part with the arc design and leverage of those smart pointers, and then you had some other thing, right? Turning the whole vec into an arc or something, right?
Uh, yeah, and maybe reduce some unneeded stuff. Like I've seen in Ruby, we have cache.
Yeah,
Uh,
we can get rid of the
that
cat.
yeah, looks like it doesn't work. Like it creates the same amount of overhead as we
Yeah,
save.
without yeah.
And
No.
this is all mostly in the code parser, which is nice too, because that's a lot shallower than the indexer. So
Well, some of it is in the indexer.
Yeah, some of it will leak, especially for cross-file resolution. Like we use that the FQN that for scope resolution, I think. So like it will leak
okay.
there for sure.
But our FQN types and definitions are coming from the code
Yes.
parser. So if we do it in the code parser, then it'll
Yeah.
probably be fixed in the indexer. Okay, cool. So nice.
I think what's missing from the Epic Angelo is like the eval part. It's
That's
just not
that. We'll
there.
get to that. We'll get to that.
All right.
That's why I have this knowledge graph agent integration. This will be didn't I create an issue for eval?
Yes, yes, we did. It was evaluation and something.
I think we all assigned to it. I can probably find it. Yeah, I got it. I'll send it in the Slack channel.
Can you send in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, sure.
This should go under agent integration. And I'll fill out details for the agent integration.
And I can fill out some details for eval methodology. Let me just write that down. Eval.
Yeah, I was thinking we can keep this as SSO single source of truth, unless you guys want to convert this into an epic.
No, I think it's fine as an
No, it's
issue
good.
because it's pretty isolated.
It's just going to be a big issue, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we'll
will
figure
be.
it out. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Do you, Angelo, do you know anyone that like is trustable that wants to contribute to the project? Like, let's say I get the Sentry app created. Like, is it a crazy idea to maybe get someone who's motivated to just send basic, do the integration and send basic statistics? Like, is that something?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely should do it if we can.
Yeah, I was asking because I know like a lot of
Everybody's
people
like
reach
strapped for
out.
time, but if you know anybody who wants to do it, like more than merry.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sure. I was curious because I know a lot of people reach out to you, so I was like, maybe there's like one that reached out recently that could do it. But I guess we'll keep an eye open. If someone seems to
yeah,
want to contribute but has no idea, I'll redirect them
yeah, and we
there.
can also add it to the contribution epic as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we should.
It would have to be a GitLab or maybe not external because they don't have access to Sentry, our Sentry. But
Yeah, that would like be a good first contribution for someone.
yeah,
It's do it easy.
yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, that we definitely should do that if we can. Maybe I can think of someone who reached out.
You could post it in the channel, so
Yeah,
like contributor requested or a contribution request, and then we post a link to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get that done. I'll get the Sentry app created, and once it's created, I'll create an issue and share it.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking, but after this, when I do the AI summary, I'm gonna data dump a lot of these to the issues. So for observability, is the observability epic under here? It's not, we got to put it under as a linked item. Why can I not put this in here? Oh, it's already in here. Cool. Let me put this at the top. Can I not? Why is it not letting me put it at the top? The heck? That's weird. Anyways, yeah, let's put it under here. This observability benchmarking and testing. And I'll fill out some of the details there. We kind of got sidetracked. So let's wait on evals to talk about that.
Yeah, I will just set up the harness in the meantime, but once that's done, let's just get cross-file stuff done and then we can jump back and just focus on tools because that'll be two birds with one stone. We can improve the tools writ large and we'll also be able to use them for evals. So
yeah. But I'm saying like during this session,
oh yeah,
deeper
yeah.
about it. But let's talk about the phase 3.
Yes.
All right, so phase 3, Ruby is there, but the accuracy is not the best. So, I mean, it's also the nature of Ruby. So, I reached out to Matt, and I think Vitaly might be down to help out. Matt also said maybe James. So, I'm gonna follow up on that and maybe create an issue for increasing Ruby accuracy. But like the foundations are there for Ruby. So, and that should be already captured. Yeah, so that's good. I don't think we need this. Introduce references as indexer.
Nope.
Closed as duplicate. Do we want to do the executor pipeline refactor or we want to move this to 18.5?
Let's do 18.5.
Yeah. I think we're going to all be rushing to integrate our stuff last minute.
Yeah.
Let's not put a refactor there.
Yeah,
Alright.
and there's a lot of subtasks that sort of depend on executor pipeline refactor going
Yeah.
smoothly. So yeah, we should 18.5 it.
If I get time, it would be nice to do Rust, but I cannot. Maybe
Yeah,
we
would you just use Sin or whatever it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would nuke whatever's in the Rust implementation right now and use Sin. Um, maybe I can do that. That would be a nice to have on my plate, but I don't know if anybody has time. Um, what do you think? Is that like ambitious? The cross
I think it's
file for
I think it's
Rust?
crazy. I think it's crazy ambitious with all the other stuff you have going on. To be
Yeah.
honest, like if I was you, I would just table it for a next milestone, or even maybe give it to someone else.
Yeah, because I think it's
No, I
a
mean, if someone wants to pick it up, for sure, but I don't know which one of us would pick it up.
I
So,
mean,
I just mean somebody who's maybe like an internal contributor, right? So
yeah,
somebody else who wants to get
yeah.
involved, just because that's more like, yeah, like once you get to the native integrations, that's like pretty deep in the sauce.
you have to
So
find someone who is good at who knows Rust.
yeah.
Maybe we can try. We definitely should do that for Go because there's plenty of Go talent uh,
Hmm.
throughout the.
I think I think Rust. We should. I think if you're going to do something for us, it's probably best to just document that we want to move to use Sin, and I'm pretty sure someone from the community will get to it. Like it's a pretty community-driven language.
Yeah.
I think someone will get to it. I don't think it has to be you.
Okay. I
Like
mean,
if someone
Yeah.
did PHP, I have I think someone
yeah.
will
Someone
do.
did PHP. That was so
So
cool, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
my day. I like logged on. I saw that. I was like, no way. I thought it was a joke. I thought like someone from GitLab created an account and like yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
Did you did you guys see how many lines were in there?
Oh
It
yeah,
was
Yeah, that's a bit of a crazy MR.
14,000.
I looked a bit into it, and there are a bit of stuff to
there's a
probably rework.
lot. They did a lot of work.
Yeah, but there's a lot of rework to
It's
do
the
in there.
entire thing. It's like the entire.
yeah.
There's definitely some vibe code in there for sure.
Definitely Claude coded because
Dude,
2 days.
I looked at the code, and yeah, it's there's good vibes in there. I can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah, good
Uh,
vibes.
Good
Yeah.
But
yes,
like the scaffolding is there, so that's the important part.
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
big
no.
win. So
We also need to
anyway,
find.
that's why I think someone will do it for Rust. If we document that we want to use Sin,
Yeah.
I think someone will do it.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. So that a lot of this is documentation and getting more communication, getting people involved, um, for sure. What
Yeah, we
else?
for sure need someone. We need someone that's good with Go to do it as well.
Yeah. That's what I prefer. Like I'm like I'm not like terrible at Ruby, but I would love a Ruby expert to actually come in and make it better. So
Yeah, we're in a good spot also. Like we
like
already have like
The Java one is really good. The one I
yeah.
tried.
I'm lucky proud of that. I'm not lucky. I'm proud of that one. So I think that it sets a good example of what
But the
we
Java
kind of
one
want
is
to do.
the Java one is fire. Like that one is like
The only thing it's missing is like I'd like a small fuzzy resolution on top. So like if it can't find something because it's in a lambda, I'd like it to look up the symbols if it can find the method and try to create a link. So like let's say you're in a stream, you do like dot stream dot map and you call the function, but this function only exists like once in the imported symbols. Then you could create a link there because like the chance that it's this function is pretty high.
yeah.
But that's probably something for 18.5. I don't think I'll have time to do that.
Yeah, that's something that I might have to push back, the global backtracking, because really it seems like we've actually not really needed it that much this time around, but it will be a good DX thing, especially in
Yeah.
conjunction with like this sort of FQN like DSL, because then
Yeah.
you can really just only implement definitions and imports and leave everything else, up to
Totally.
yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, so maybe let's actually move that to 18.5 and frame it as a DX thing. And a community thing. So let me just write that down. Community thing. Good DX. Okay.
Cool. All right, so what languages so we'll have Python, we'll have what is the prognosis on TS? That's kind of a beast, Mike.
SWC is I mean, it's essentially a full-blown, I wouldn't call it a proper compiler. It's not emitting a machine code, but
Oh, it's a
functionally,
compiler.
yeah,
It's
like functionally
Speedy Web
speaking,
Compiler. It's literally called Speedy Web Compiler.
yeah, but their definition of compiler is just
The
it's more of
JavaScript.
a linker,
Yeah.
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 It's like, yeah,
It's still compiling though, to a degree. It's taking code and outputting other code
yeah,
that
exactly. It is doing code translation, it's doing a
LVM is
linking.
just creating instruction set basically at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of turning into like a intermediate representation, it's still turning it into JavaScript, but it makes it very easy to bundle stuff. So yeah, um, but it's good because it gives us module resolution like out of the box. Obviously, to build a linker, you need to do backtracking that is deterministic for references. So
Do we think the references will
I think so, yeah. Because right now, this morning I started intra-file references, and I mean like they do everything for you. So
okay.
I am gonna look into so I'm gonna try to get an MVP out for that today. Then I'm gonna in tandem just experiment with module resolution and see what kind of rules they have for that. So how they actually look for, package.jsons,
Yeah.
TS configs, all of those things.
Yeah.
It might be that they do everything. And in that case, that'd be fantastic. So
Yeah. At least it's better
um,
than tree sitter. That's for sure.
it's a million times better than tree sitter because I practically had to build SWC from scratch with tree sitter, and it's very hard. So
Yeah. Um,
so not fun. Yeah.
so all right, so on your plate we have SWC, or sorry, not like TypeScript, JavaScript, and then
Yep.
evals.
With SWC, yep, evals, and then the schema and indexer stuff that will help us get STLC data in by 18.5. So,
Okay.
and that's and that's
List of
in
priority is, what do you think? Like,
they
I
were in
don't
order
see
of
evals.
precedence. So I would say SWC is probably first just because TSJS is like they're pretty much the most used languages in the world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And we
that's
will have a very good call graph. So that's number one. Um, Evals is number two, just because I can set up the harness in the meantime while I'm doing SWC. And then next week, when most people are done with cross-file refs,
yeah.
John and Jean Gabriel and I can tag team the eval stuff and work on the tools and all that. And because the harness is going to be set up, it's just going to be iterating on both the data set and then, how we're
Yeah.
actually using tools, how deep we want to go, collecting statistics, all of that stuff. So,
All right.
and then the last thing is the
As long
database
as we can
stuff.
try to get
Yeah.
evals in, because I'm gonna publish my POC ideally by next week.
Okay. So ideally by next week, what time next week are you thinking? Beginning, end?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. I think a week should suffice for evals.
It's up to you guys though. I don't want to
Well, why not the end of the milestone? It's like a couple days, and I don't think it changes anything unless I'm unaware of some other
um
stuff.
because I think everybody will be rushing at the end of milestone, and we want to capture everybody's attention, but maybe we can also do a couple days after. Um
I think that the POC, the server stuff, should maybe be like the highlight, and then because evals will be important, but it won't be like a
Evals,
so,
in my opinion, are just as important. And the reason why is because when we like part of it is demonstrating business value, right?
for
Um,
sure.
and if we can prove in the isolated use case, which the isolated use case is the project, right? That
Hmm.
even these, which we all have a hunch, right, improves it. But even in this case, it proves it. Then when you apply it to the scale of cross organization queries, it's even bigger. Then when you apply that to tying that data to the SDLC, it's the use case is very compelling. And that is what, the business can use, right, for
No, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. The actual plan, I completely agree with because they are super useful. I mean, they helped us a ton
yeah.
at Adrenaline, to sell our product. But um, I just mean from like an attention getting perspective, it might be better to post the POC first, get everyone super excited, and then people ask like, hey, like,
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't don't put them as like one post, but we could do a fast follow with it as well if you guys think.
For eval, do we need a scientific style report for
I think that would be
C-suite?
cool. I think that would be really cool, but it's up to you guys.
I think I could probably copy some formats I've used in the past, but luckily, because we're using an existing benchmarking harness, it'll actually be pretty like most of that will be handled by the eval by a multi-sui bench anyways, because they have like a detailed a log dump that they give you. So I think it'll be pretty easy to synthesize a report based on that.
Before we get there, let's figure out what's left for this
Yep,
for more stuff, and then the next thing is the evals because I think everything will come downstream from the evals. Tool,
correct.
all that stuff. So
Mhm.
Okay, so Jean Gabriel, you're pretty much done with Java, right? It's just some
Java
Kotlin
is
stuff.
yeah, Kotlin. Kotlin's a bit longer. Kotlin is going to take a bit more time, but I think I'm going to be done regardless.
Okay. I know
But in
John
mind,
is. Oh, go ahead.
that what's
Sorry.
on your
oh,
plate, Gabriel?
sorry,
On your plate we have Kotlin,
Kotlin, and then helping Michael however I can. So basically, like improving
the tools.
proving that the knowledge graph is a good tool to provide relevant context to LLMs, and then getting the Sentry stuff set up and an issue written up so someone can take it, hopefully. Because it's not going to be, I don't want to take commit to that, to the doing observability or that
Yeah, that's a huge
in
one.
next.
There is going to be a lot of async work, right, in Sentry. When you create issue and wait for somebody to set up stuff for us.
Sorry?
Like for Sentry, you need somebody from GitLab to set up
Yeah. Uh,
stuff for us.
yeah, I'll get on that like tomorrow morning. I did it for JetBrains. I'll just figure out like how I did it and do it again.
Cool.
Yeah, if you do that, you can also add me as a sign, so
Yeah,
I
all
can
right.
also take a look.
Yep, I'll do that. I'll figure out
Yeah,
how I did it for JetBrains and I'll do it. I'll do the same thing. And
yeah,
yeah, I'll get you involved for sure. That I had in my notes, get Bogdan involved, of
yeah,
course.
because yeah, it makes sense if I also take a look at
Yes,
all telemetry stuff.
yes.
Okay. I'll create an issue for the memory stuff. We can do an issue as like maybe I can just create it as a bug report, and then Bogdan, if you want to grab that for the easy wins for 18.4, and then we can maybe even turn it into a little bit of larger thing for 18.5 to get the memory a little bit lower. Um, all right, so for phase 3, what else do we have?
John
we
is
have-
doing Python. He said he'll be done with it in a week.
So we have
He's gonna.
Python, we have JavaScript, TypeScript.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have Java, possibly Kotlin, and we'll have Ruby. That's a solid set of languages, I think. 5 is a good starting point.
I think so.
And then we can work on like adding languages 18.5, blah blah blah.
For
Yeah.
for 18.5, I want to do C# finally. It's pretty
Let's
big language.
go.
The build.
Yeah. And I think how we can kind of Angelo, we can frame the transition from 18.4 to 18.5, just so we're thinking ahead is making it very focused on, yeah, like SDLC and kind of community stuff and just really bringing everything together such that this is a really like, yeah, like cohesive tool end to end. So it's easily extensible,
Totally
both
agree.
data wise and then kind of language wise. So
Oh.
it's really like a Swiss Army knife. I think that'll be good.
For 18.5, I also maybe want to bring up again free open source license
Yeah.
for knowledge graph. Like all integration stuff into SDLC is gonna be closed sourced or like enterprise license, right? But core knowledge graph should be free. So it's not as toxic to contributors. People are not afraid to contribute to products that they can use for free.
Yep. We'll restart that convo. Get it get it moving.
I think the
Um,
PHP MR is a good one, good argument because it's like look how many lines of codes we didn't have to do anything for.
It-
Like it's there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it just like right now. I see a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but in
memory
the end,
benchmarks.
yeah, but like in the end, there it will be there, and we will have spent very limited time on it. So it's like it's a win overall. I think it's a good argument.
yeah, no, open source is I love open source. That's part of I think will make this project special. More we lean into it, the better. And that allows us to focus on the business value, right? Which is connecting it to the rest of the data.
Yeah, I agree because otherwise we're going like we already said this, but otherwise we're going to spend our time building the graph, and it's like not where our value is, I think. Well, there is value, but I mean ours like as GitLab spending money on us, I don't think that's the most value there is.
Yeah. Okay, so we got phase 3, I think, talked about.
Mhm.
Cool, we got phase 3. Let me go back to the public beta. Phase 3, call graph is demonstrably accurate. I think we'll be able to do that. That's all up to the language implementation, language owners. GKG binary is stable with all critical high bugs discovered during the internal preview period. We already fixed a fair number of bugs from what people saw, but I haven't gotten any. We haven't gotten any bug reports of like this blew up my machine or
Yeah.
this is like a major bug. It's all mostly usability, so that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
So
No, we've spent a lot of time. I think it was mostly during 18.2 actually when we were fixing those like there were a lot of like breaking errors then. Like if you guys remember the whole primary key thing that was driving all of us up a wall,
yeah,
that's fixed now. Yeah, I think just the memory usage is probably from like from a hardware perspective what people are going to complain about. So, but it seems like we'll
the memory usage is only limited to really large repos. Most repos people are working with are not that big.
oh for sure, yeah. Just the giant scale, yeah, that we have to worry about. So
Yeah. Um,
we'll fix that.
Sweet. So the last thing is evals. So
Mhm.
do we want to talk any more specifics with evals? Let me pull up we have the Google Doc, right, for it.
I can just walk through that one more time. So
Be nice if I can AI summary it as well. Automation research. Google Doc. Yep. So the argument is to use an open source agent.
Mhm.
We should use Duo at some point, but right now, like dynamic tool selection is not a thing. The flow registry is definitely not ready, so it's just not an option right now.
Yep.
But I also think it'd be good to have an open source agent like open code or something that's like very minimal logic. And you said also the multi-agent Sweetbench has an agent in it?
No, it doesn't have an agent, but they just have a sort of like it's a deterministic like evaluation harness. What that pretty much means is that um all the eval actually does is you just give it a Docker file that contains like your agent and all the code that encapsulates that. So in our case, it's going to be open code, and then we're going to copy the fixtures over. It'll read the fixtures for Java, and then all the Docker file is going to dump out back to the eval harness is a structured list of essentially diffs, and then the eval harness takes those diffs. So in this case, they're diffs to solve uh, these issues in these various Java repos. Like I think it was one of the Elasticsearch repos or whatever. It gives a code diff at a particular commit hash, and then the eval harness will just go and inline that code, and then it'll run the tests, and that's it. And for however many tests pass, that's your score for the eval.
Run the tests like are they unit tests or
Unit tests, yes. So for Java, it'd be Gradle, I think. I don't actually remember how the JavaScript
so
ecosystem
that's
works out.
very interesting. So it's
Mhm.
essentially it has the original problem in the prompt. The test should start failing, but then after the refactor, the unit test should be passing, essentially.
Yeah, but it kind of just does like more of a so it doesn't do the REPL approach. I mean, I think you can, but I think the way that it kind of works is that like it's essentially just a kind of a few shot thing. So um, from what I understand, how open code works is it's just very similar to React, right? Where you have dynamic tool selection and then you have an escape hatch where it's like, okay, I have enough context to sort of answer the question, or in this case, kind of emit the code, and then that'll just be passed back up as a diff to the harness, where the harness will execute the unit test a single time. So it's not like a dynamic, like it will attempt to generate an answer. It'll test against the unit test. If that doesn't work, it'll sort of iterate again. So that's how like a lot of these things, or at least that's how Sweetbench works, from my understanding. It's like a
Gotcha.
few shot test. It's not like a iterative. It's not like a test based on kind of constantly iterating against the unit tests. We can modify it to do that, but for now, I just want to get this to work as is.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Later on, we can integrate with
Mhm.
Duo workflows, Sweetbench. Theirs is a little bit different, though, I think. And I don't know if they have the ability to mark tools as on or off, right? Because this one, in this case, we'll want to mark, like you said, that you have it here in the control set, standard code base, like search file, grep file, right?
And then, yeah, the actual edit, which will kind of give us like our change set, right?
Yeah,
Um,
we'll want three tests, right? That one with the tools, one without the tools, actually maybe even four. And the reason why I say is four is there's a lot of prompting that you can do to nudge the LLM because we know the tools very well.
mhm.
To like how we have the idea of the prompt library. So like a fully isolated test with um no KG tools, I guess, would be one case. Let me write this down. I don't know if you guys agree, but this is just me spitballing. No KG tools, only base tools.
Yeah, that's what the control set is for.
Yeah,
It's
that's okay. Yeah, control set. I see now. And then second case would be with KG tools, no search tools.
mhm.
Then
And then
the
a combination,
case,
yeah.
is combination of both. Then the fourth case I would say is seeing if we can a combination of both plus prompting enhancements. And what I mean by that is like the tools are prompts themselves, right? But if
Hmm.
you have the system prompt say something like use the knowledge graph in this way, in X way. So like we have, for instance, the search code base, right? And the references. And references can be done recursively. So you could say like use the search tool for the initial um, query. If we ever get to the repo map tool to get it like, here, let me just make this a separate line. Put it in quotes. To get the initial code, then use references recursively, right? And there's another one that you could do, like if we have the repo map tool, right? You could use like to get a structure of the repository at X directory, use the repo map tool. So
Yeah.
for like simple system prompt things that we can add that um
And open code also supports subagents, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, so we could also have like exactly like kind of a research engine where it's like, okay, to build your mental model of the code base, use the community clustering tools that Kuzu provides, and then essentially recursively summarize those parts of the code base and use that to actually traverse it, right? So there's a lot of cool stuff we could do, yeah.
And that's
Um,
what I kind of mean, like, and maybe those are all isolated test cases, right?
yeah, exactly.
All up to
And
you guys on how you want to do the experiment, but this is kind of like this is actually a science experiment to a degree.
oh, for sure. And what's good about at least open code is that everything is encapsulated in one file. It's the agents.json file, and that gives us everything that we need, including the system prompts, including
Yeah.
the tool masking.
Yeah.
So yeah, uh, MCP support. So we're good there. And
Uh,
that'll just be inlined into I'm just doing it in the monolith for now, in the knowledge graph monolith. So um I'm putting it just under packages. But the way that it'll work is that it will be Dockerized, and that'll just be something that the script does. As so there'll just be an execution script that we run through Mize and a config file that we pass. And
that would
then
be sick.
yeah, it'll stuff it all into Docker and execute it against the Sui bench and pull it out. Yeah.
The most important thing too is like we all team together to, I mean, it's mostly going to be um, you guys working on it, right? Mike and Jean Gabriel. But Bogdan, if you want to come in too, like, um,
Everybody can contribute to tools. That's the great thing about it, is that like they're like this is the great thing about MCP is that like the interface is standardized. So
no,
as long as the
I'm saying this should be the mechanism for our tool strategy,
oh,
right?
I see. Oh
Does that
yeah,
make sense?
yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
drives the tool design decisions in
Correct.
practice.
Yes.
Correct. Because it makes it easy to test them
Yes.
and get a sense for how good it is along multiple axes. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. That's the point I'm making. And so till 18.4, ideally, like we can show is like it has these demonstrable aspects. So we have these questions answered, right? With
Mhm.
real data. We have the reproducibility there, just like in a science paper, right? And we could do even a science paper. I think that would be pretty cool. If you guys have time and are able to do it. But
I could probably use my old templates.
Yeah, so I was gonna say we already have like most of the boilerplate there. So if you use the same methodology, you can just reuse. I suppose you can just reuse it unless there are some like legal stuff around it.
I I mean, a lot of this stuff is prior art. I mean, yeah, it'll definitely be different because our methodology is different, but because I've done it before, I kind of know you know,
yeah.
how to structure it. So I should be able to bang it out a lot faster than my first
And
one.
they teach you kind of a lot of this stuff in college too, like how to write a research paper.
Sort of, yeah. But this is like a lot of LLM research is sort
Yeah,
of like air
yeah,
quotes research, yeah. So it's definitely not as rigorous, but yes, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, like I don't I mean we should you should have citations and but they can be citations to specific parts of the code base.
oh, for sure, yeah.
So yeah, I think would be a major thing if we can get that by 18.4. And that's why I would say it's like as high priority as 18 as like the core graph because like the core graph, it's like you can have a core graph and that's cool, right? It's everybody can be like, cool, you built a call graph, right? But if you don't have the consumption of the graph
Yeah.
heavily refined with data,
Yeah,
that's the other piece you need for this tool to be useful, right? So that's why
absolutely.
both of these in tandem are like, if we can get it by 18.4, that would be, I think, a huge selling point. Because then,
Oh, we'll be able to get it. Yeah. No, I mean, again, luckily we don't have that much stuff to do. We just have a few big items.
yeah,
So,
Yeah, I mean, on my side, I'd even go as far as to like, I'd rather cut and be done at the start of 18.5 and have the reports and everything done because I think if you have
that's
to like sell it to the to the executives that we have this thing that needs further investment, I think the scientific paper and the
yes, that's the
evals are
point.
super
That's
are
the
top
point.
priorities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like in order even to make this a business justification, you have to have data, right?
yeah.
Finding this
Yeah.
saves on costs, etc. Because then we can take it from there and explain the goal is like at a service, you'll be able to query many repositories at once. And then from there, we can do things other platforms don't enable you to do
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
by tying different code, right? And so that's like what I'm working on.
Yeah.
So if you
And
have
there's a lot of data
those,
too.
it's insanely compelling, in my opinion. But what were you
And the
saying?
data is especially cool just because, again, it's like, you know, all of our MCP tools are really high level. They're at the level of Kuzu queries, of essentially Cypher. So it's like this is this is very compelling, the fact that it all comes from a single data structure. You can do all this stuff. I mean, that's pretty nuts, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
And
this is
the graph tool language that I was showing you guys earlier, we can even
mhm.
think about doing that later on. Um, like basically what I was looking at is like you can think about basically the tool itself is a declarative cipher query, right? So you can say like I want to query these nodes, just like in Cypher, right? You define the relationships you're going to query, um, and then maybe even choose what you want to return. So rather than a raw Cypher query, you can build like a Cypher query generator that is LLM friendly. Um, Something we can think about later on, but it doesn't have to be in this. But there's like a lot of cool things you can do. So yeah, yeah, I'm
Cool.
but that's it for the evals and What about this create search language to query the knowledge graph? Do we want to, is this be under the agent integration?
I don't know. So
Maybe that was
I don't
related
know.
to
I would
Should we pull this out?
is it
yeah,
related to GKL or sorry, gel?
No, this isn't Joe.
What's this in
this would
gel?
be useful in like the UI, like the panel stuff, and we could even expand it to like I don't know, like a language, like a search feature for extensions themselves. But I would take it out of the public beta because I don't think. Well, first of all, I don't have time to do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so like there, and I don't think there is like. I think it's something nice for the panel, like the UI
Yeah.
panel stuff.
We can put it in
I
the
don't think
back.
there's. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just backlog it.
Do we have
Yeah.
a do we have a backlog
Issue?
for Epic?
No, I've been labeling certain child issues as
Let's do
under the
let's
backlog
create
milestone,
it in the
but
back.
One thing I want to do with the UI is increase the amount of nodes that's displayed by default. So like when you load the language with cross-file references, you get like this big blob of like links. Just because
Yeah.
I think it gives like I think it looks impressive.
All right, I added knowledge graph backlog. So we can I'll move this to there.
Yeah.
Wait, this is the parent of that issue. Yeah. Backlog. Cool. I think that's it, right? We covered everything. Observability, we covered the core graph, we covered evals, which covers tools. We're gonna probably find a bunch of things in the evals with the tools. Like we'll probably need to be a little bit flexible with that, right? Like if we might, I guarantee we might need to even think about resolving the code via the byte ranges
We
during
will
the tool result to
for
make
sure.
it better.
Sure we will.
I have a hunch that will make it much higher quality. And when we design that tool or when we add that functionality, it should theoretically, in my opinion, dedupe. So you'd have to find when you get the byte ranges back from the results, you'd have to find the overlapping ranges per file and make sure you return, you know, dedupe data. Um, but that's later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I think that's pretty much it, right? Anything else you guys can think of?
No, I think at a high level we have everything. Everybody knows what they're doing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if we just get the AI summary, then we can go and kind of backfill the issues based on all the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Stop the recording.